Hello my loves and thank you for joining me. It's Kirsten and today we are doing episode 9 of Shop My Shelves. It could also be episode 10. I have kind of lost track somewhere along the way, but I'm honestly scared. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a spinner wheel of my entire physical TBR with the caveat that I don't include planned buddy reads. I'm not including book 4 in a series if I haven't read book 3, those sort of things. So we have a spinner wheel of all the things that I can currently read right now. The last episode of Shop My Shelves, we did 7 spins because I'm doing this over 2 weeks, which I'm going to do again, but 4 of those were DNFs and I'm a little bit scared because I've just had the best reading time with the last vlog that I did, which was Rainy's series reading challenge. I went for a bingo on there, I read 5 books and had 2 of them be 5 stars. It was such an amazing time. So I am a little bit terrified that this could go, I don't know. What if we get more DNFs? Like, I'm just so scared. I'm really hoping we get an amazing read first off, but let's see what, oh, this game is being rude. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not mentally prepared for this. The First Binding by R.R. Verdi. I'm not prepared. Oh no. This book is huge. Okay, how many pages is this book? Let's see. It's 817 pages long. But this has been sat on my TBR for a very long time. I have been genuinely quite scared to read it. 1, because of the size, and 2, because I have heard very mixed things about this book. So I was intrigued by this one because of my love for Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. Genuinely love that book. This one was told for fans of Name of the Wind. I have just been putting it off because I've heard quite a few people say that this one is too similar to Name of the Wind, that it does feel like it's pretty much like a carbon copy. I guess I just need to find out for myself how similar it actually is. And the thing is, with me, sometimes that can be a bonus because I do quite like books that are like retellings. You know, if there's a formula that I like in a book and you're doing it, like, I tend to quite enjoy that, but it could be maybe that it is too similar. I'm not sure. I was not prepared for this one. The spinner wheel really went, we're going to give you a hard time. This is a book I've been putting off for years. I've been so intimidated by it. Okay, well, this is the book that I'm reading. I can't believe it. I'm so scared. But okay, we're going to do this. It's going to be fine. We are going to be fine. I'm just being dramatic. Let's read the first line together. Ooh, that's pretty. We've got a nice little map. I walked into the tavern in search of the most important thing in the world, a story, and I ended up swept into the most dangerous one of all. We're going to see how this goes. I'll be interested to see if I find it too similar to Name of the Wind. If I love it, I will continue on with the series. The second book is out. I don't know if we have a third book out yet for this. We're following Ari, and it's the story of how I let loose the first evil. It's a tale of a storyteller and a singer on the run, hoping to find obscurity in a tavern bar. But the sins of their past aren't forgotten, and neither are their enemies. Their old lives are catching up with them swiftly, and it could cost them the entire world. No one can escape their past, and all stories must have an ending. What? I was not expecting that. Oh my god. There was me like, oh, you know, last time we got 7 spins. All those books were small. This is massive. We may not get as many spins. You know what? I might do another spin now, just to have a book to pair with this one. Okay, let's do that. Let's do another spin now. Probably should wait, because if my luck is that's what we're going off of, this is terrible. I'm going to start reading this one today, but I just want the option of something else. I'm honestly like, should I just wait to spin again? Because the bad luck, I'm feeling bad luck vibes, but we're going to do it. We are going to be brave and hope that I get something good. What are we going to get? Oh, okay. Another fantasy. Okay, we're going fantasy heavy for this one. Okay, Atlas Paradox. 2 fantasy books, kind of chunky. This one's not too bad. This one's only 530 pages compared to the 800-page book that we got. I guess this is what we're starting with. This was not the start to the episode I thought we were going to get. Honestly, last episode, the ending spins were all really short books. Like, that's why I managed to get 7 off of my TBR, because we had like 3 in a row that were super short. And now it's just gone, no, it's chunky fantasy time. I don't know if I'm ready for this. Well, we're going to start off with the First Binding, and then I guess we'll go into the Atlas Paradox whenever I want to break from this one. Unless, of course, I get really swept up in this one, and then I'll just finish it, and then that will be the next one. We've got 1,300 pages for our first 2 spins. Are we okay? Is the universe okay? Because why did it do this to me? Okay, well, this episode of Shop My Shelves is facing my fears because, yeah, I'm gonna go and like recover from the shock that has just happened, and I will check in when I have started the books, because good God, I was not prepared. I was so not prepared. I have bad news. Oh, honestly, I'm actually really upset about this. I am DNFing the first binding. It's not because it's too similar to Name of the Wind. I can definitely see the elements of that book though. But I think in my mind, because I was seeing this as like, I've been told it's so similar, I had kind of put it as like, well, it's almost like a retelling of Name of the Wind. And for me, that's fine. I read lots of retellings. That really doesn't bother me. I'm not saying it is a retelling. Even in the acknowledgements, I did have a look, but there's no like, I was inspired by Name of the Wind or anything like that. Name of the Wind's not even mentioned, so I can't say if that was the author's intention or not, but I think that's how I processed it, so that I wouldn't be bothered by anything that's too similar, because there is a lot of elements that are very similar to Name of the Wind in this book, so I can definitely see why so many people were, honestly, some people getting frustrated with that because it did feel too similar. I'd made my peace with that. That wasn't what was bothering me. I actually think the storyline in this is quite interesting. We're following the storyteller, the best storyteller in all the lands. His story of himself, he's never told anyone, but decides to tell this woman that he meet at this tavern. So he is not the tavern owner like it is in Name of the Wind. He is instead the storyteller, the person that takes Kvothe's story in Name of the Wind. So, you know, there are differences, but there are also a lot of similarities, even in name choices and things like that. But again, that didn't bother me. To be honest, if anything, I was really intrigued to see this take on it. But I don't like the writing style. I really don't like it, and I hate it when this happens, because it is the worst thing to tell you, because it's not even like I can say to you, oh, I didn't like the book because of XYZ. Then you can listen to that and go, actually, I don't mind that, so I'm going to try it. Instead, I'm just telling you, I don't like the writing style, which gives you nothing. So I don't like that. I really don't like it. I think it is the least helpful thing, but at the same time, I really am struggling with this writing style. And I was really thinking about, what is it about this writing style that I'm disliking so much? And I genuinely think it's a mixture of, we have a super arrogant main character. I know a lot of people say that Kvothe's really arrogant and stuff. I personally never really saw it. That could just be because I was just so caught up in the plot and the world building and stuff, and honestly, Patrick Rothfuss's writing is gorgeous, so maybe I just overlooked that. But I feel like it is so painfully obvious that we are being condescended to as a reader, and I don't like it. Like, I really don't like the fact that things are repeated so many times, that we've got a character that is, I don't know, just so frustrating. And the thing is, like, I did really try pushing through, because I read a few reviews where people were saying, you know, the first 100 pages are a little bit slow if you try and get past that, and I'm like, you know what, 800-page book, that's fair. And it is a very slow start to the book. Do start getting our main character's backstory about how he started off in this theatre as just a kid that was helping out with sound effects and stuff, and the way he's actually telling his story for the very first time is to this woman. He's decided that she is going to be the one that he tells his story to. It's off to a bit of a rocky start, because every time they try and start, there's like interruptions and stuff. I feel like there is potential for me to really like this book, but I just really don't like the writing style. I really tried. Like, I read the first couple pages and I was like, oh, this is going to be a hard push for me, because I don't like this writing style. Let's hope it gets better. And it's just not, to the point where I was reading a different book for something else completely, and I was like, this is a mediocre book. I'm not that invested. I started reading this one, really didn't like the writing style, went back to that other book, and I was like, oh no, this book is great. This book is so much better. Like, it made what I was finding mediocre seem amazing because of how much I disliked this writing. And if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. But it is also the most unhelpful review possible, because again, like, I can really understand why some people absolutely love this book. I can also understand why some people really don't. At the end of the day, books are subjective, and your opinion Hello. Hermione is here to say hi. But yeah, your opinion regardless is correct. It's just such a shame because I was really prepared to love this book, even with all my hesitations that I was saying about it being too big, about, you know, the worry of it being too similar and stuff. I was saying to my partner, I think I could really like this book and everything, and then later that day I'm like, I'm not liking it. It was so upsetting, but still, you know, it happens. Now, can I... Oh, you want to go down? So yeah, so DNF for this one, but I did start The Atlas Paradox, and I'm liking this one. I started it yesterday and I read 100, well I'm up to page 110. This one doesn't have chapter titles. Instead, we get parts of the book. There's lots of parts. And then within the parts, you get different character perspectives, and each chapter is a different character's perspective. So I'm up to Tristan's perspective. What part are we up to? Part 3. Origins. And something I do love about these books is the gorgeous character art we get. Absolutely stunning. I think it is beautiful. But this has been a very slow start, but that has worked for me because it takes me a minute to get used to this writing style because it is the most pretentious writing style ever. It's honestly a bit over the top, but I love it. Like, I really do. It takes me a moment to get used to it. So, and I remembered that. I remembered from Atlas 6, it took me about 50-60 pages to get used to the writing style. Same thing happened here, so that's absolutely fine with me. And the slow start with this really worked because we got perspectives from all of our different characters. That really helped to remind me where we had left off from that first book. So slow start, but I loved it. The first book, in case you don't know, the Atlas 6, it's about 6 amazing magicians. The magic in this world is really interesting. You can do so much with it, but we've got these 6 people, they all specialize in different things, apart from 2 of them who have very similar abilities, but also they complement each other, because although their ability is the same, they specialize in slightly different things within it, so that works really well. But they all get approached by this guy Atlas, and he offers them a chance to enter the Alexandrian Society. Now this is very, very elite. If you enter the society, you get access to untold amounts of knowledge, untold amounts of power. Basically, if you can imagine it, your life is going to change in that way, you know? The catch is that if you go to this, it is very difficult. You cannot talk with anyone outside of the society. You cannot tell them where you are for the time that you are there. And also, at the end of the first year, only 5 of you can progress, and it is as sinister as it sounds. So you'll see in that whole book of them all trying to fight for a place into the next year where only 5 of them can go through. And then this book is starting at that second year. I'm really enjoying it. Like, I really like it. I do wish I had read it closer together to Atlas 6. There are certain series that I think you just need to read closer together. Not necessarily back to back, but closer together. And I've realised that the Atlas series is one of those series. So I would like to read the last book, which I think is the Atlas Complex, next month. For you, this is February when it comes out. For me filming this, it is the last couple of weeks of January. So yeah, I want to read it in February, and I had a look at my video plans, and I'm pretty sure that 3rd book will fit for something, so I think I can definitely do it. So just gotta remember when I film my February TBR to get that 3rd book on the TBR. I'm really enjoying this. I really like it. I know it's not for everyone. There are a lot of complaints, and actually people do say the books get worse as they go on, and lots of people really dislike the 3rd book. I'm looking forward to finding out for myself. I just really like the setting of it all. I really like the over pretentiousness of it all. I like our characters. Like, I am just intrigued to see where all of this goes, and I am hoping that I don't get disappointed with the ending of the series, but I guess we're gonna find out. Not with this book though. But you know, maybe I do get disappointed the further I go in. However, something that I will say is reading the 100 pages yesterday, I feel like was a little bit too much. So I think what I want to do is decrease it and read about 50 pages a day, and I feel like that is going to be the sweet spot for this book. So that does mean I want to spin again. I think by the last 1/3 of this book, I will be fully invested and wanting to just sit there and binge it. But until that happens, 50 pages is good for me, so we're gonna have to get the spinner wheel. I'm genuinely hoping so badly that this is gonna be a lighter book to pair with the Atlas book. That's my ideal. I guess we're gonna find out, because the wheel really was brutal to us for that first couple times, so fingers crossed this is something a little bit light. Oh god, that was so close. I was so scared. Okay, Follow Me to Ground. That's absolutely fine. It's actually a nice little short book. The one before it was Jude the Obscure, and I was like, no, please, no. I can't be dealing with a classic and the Atlas book at the same time. But Follow Me to Ground, that's a short little novella. Let me grab it. It's one I've been meaning to read for absolutely ages. It's a little horror. So it's by Sue Rainsford. And this one, oh yes, we're following Ada and her father. They live peacefully tending to her garden, but they are not human. And then this human guy comes along and all things start breaking down from there. I'm really intrigued by this one. I think it's going to be lovely. This one is a really short book though. It's less than 200 pages. So that's actually a perfect one to pair with the Atlas. I can read 50 pages of that today, and then I can just read a little bit more of this until I feel like I've read enough for the day. Yeah, okay, this is great. Loving that. So I will probably end up binning again in a couple days time once I've finished this book. I could do it now, but I feel like we'll space it out. I think the start of this video has me so hesitant for what the wheel is going to give me that I think we're just going to take the win and we're not going to push our luck any further. I will check back in when I have read more of this, when I have made a start on this. I don't know, I really think this is going to be good, you know. I really have high hopes for it. It's one that I keep putting off because I have the terrible idea of short little novellas are perfect for... Everything just fell off. As I was saying, that short little novellas are perfect for readathons, and so I was just hoarding a lot of my short books, although, to be fair, the last episode of Shop My Shelves, we did get like 3 short books in a row. So we are slowly whittling down my novellas, but yeah, I would always just save them. Thon would come round and then I wouldn't read it for the readathon and I'd be like, so why have I been waiting to read this book? It's a whole thing, but that's fine. That is what this spinner wheel was for, is to get me to read those books that I put off for whatever silly reason I have going on at the time. But right, okay, anyway, I'm waffling. I will see you soon. For this video is going, well, interestingly to say the least, because I am feeling like I need to put this book down. I read 66 pages and I do like the concept of this one a lot. I like the fact that we're following Ada. She lives with her father. They live a little way out of this village. They're not human. She was born from the ground and they help the humans in the local village, although they call them cures, various medical ailments, and they very visceral depictions of what they do is they open up people's bodies and take out whatever organ is causing them the trouble, and then they kind of like purify it and then they put everyone back together again. Very unusual. I want more of that explained, to be honest, like how are they doing all of this, but it doesn't really. Kind of Ada just kind of takes it for granted. Well, she knows how it works, so therefore doesn't really need to explain it all, and it's like I wish we got more explanation of how that actually worked, and maybe we will later on. And then we get moments where Ada is with her human lover Samson and we get to see those interactions, and then you do get little snippets of what the villagers think of Ada and her father, almost like they're being interviewed by someone. So it's quite interesting, but I'm wanting more from this. I'm wanting more world building. I want more to do with Ada as a character, like how did she come to be? How does this magic work? Like I like the fact that it's almost like a dark fairy tale vibe, but it reminds me a little bit of another novella that I read, which was The Butcher of the Forest. Pretty sure I read it last year. My complaint was I just wanted more from it. And sometimes novellas can be perfect length. Other times it's like I love the concept, I love what you're doing, but we need more. And I feel like that's just how I'm feeling with this one. I feel like I'm not fully invested in everything because I'm wanting more than what I'm getting. Currently, I would say it's like around a 3-star read, but I don't really want to be reading loads of this at once, which is what I want from my current read, but I kind of just want to read like 30 pages maximum of day to slowly get through this one. But I'm already slowly going through Atlas Paradox and I really want a book that I can just sit down and read a good like 80 to 90 pages and just immerse myself in it. While I am enjoying the Atlas Paradox, I did read around 50 pages. I got up to page 158. I still need to do today's reading and I am really enjoying it. I enjoyed the last perspective we got. I really am intrigued to see where that plotline's gonna go, how they're going to deal with the situation that they're in. I'm really enjoying all of that, but also I'm still in that state of I'm still happy to read this just for like 40 minutes, an hour and be done. I'm reading a lot at the minute. Like I'm not really doing loads else with my time, to be quite honest. I'm reading such a large amount, but for while I'm filming this, I really want to focus on the books for Shop My Shelves. So I really want a book that can just sink my teeth into and really get invested in, which I haven't quite done. I do have loads of other things going on at the same time. I've got ebooks, which I'm reading for the romantasy short form content that I'm doing, which I've been really enjoying. I'm also reading manga and manhwa. Yesterday, I didn't want to carry on with either of these two in the evening, so I picked up a manga instead. But it's like I want to have a book that I can really focus in for this video. I've just not quite had it yet. I mean, we've already had a DNF. We've got a soft DNF, because I think what I want to do for this is try and go back to it after I finish the Atlas Paradox, and then see, does reading this for like 30 pages a day, does that work better for me? And if it does, I'll finish the book that way. If it doesn't after that, then I will probably DNF, but I want to give it a second chance. I just don't want to right now, because I want to focus on Atlas Paradox, but I also want something else, just something that I can just, as I've already mentioned, really immerse myself in and read a good chunk of. So we're gonna spin again. I think it's not helping that my mood, I'm really in the mood to continue on with series. I had such a good time with that with the last vlog that I filmed, and I'm also in the mood for all of the romance stuff. Like, I'm really enjoying the romantasy ebooks that I've been reading. Most of the manga that I've been reading is romance focused, apart from one weekend in January. I was going to say this month. It's this month for me, but January for you. I just binged the whole of Solo Leveling, volumes 1 to 13, and it was wonderful. And so it's like I'm in the mood for those sort of things, so I think it's not exactly helping the books that I'm picking up off my shelves. I'm just not in the mood for. Last year, horror, yes. 2025, I was reading loads of horror, I was loving it. This year, it's romance and manga. That is what I'm loving, like to the point where I'm even tempted to pick up contemporary romance with Heated Rivalry. I know there's so much buzz going on around it, like with the TV show and everything, but I'm really wanting to try it, and I think I would honestly have a good time with it. So that's my mood, but I still want to do this video. I still need to get my physical TBR down. We're going to see, you know, eventually we are going to get a book, which I am in the mood for, off of my shelves. I do fully believe that. What is it going to be? That I don't know. And the thing is, like, my shelves, they are a reflection of my tastes changing as I was reading. So I've got loads of fantasy that I got ages ago. I've got loads of classics on my TBR because I was picking those up back in like 22 and 2023. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to be a classics girly. I'm really going to read. No, I'm not. Okay, I like my gothic classics, Dracula, Dorian Gray, Frankenstein. Yeah, I've already read them. I have reread them multiple times. I love those. There are a few classics I've still got on my shelves that I'm willing to give a try, but I'm just not the classics girly that I wanted to try and be. I've just changed. Like, you see, my reading tastes have just changed so much, and this year it's romance, and I don't have much romance on my shelves. All of that to say is, I don't know what we're gonna get, but I really hope we get something that really just connects, that I can just really enjoy. Otherwise, what does it say about me and my shelves? I mean, I guess we just go through changes. It's fine. What are we getting? Well, it does do the mood. We've got Assassination Classroom Volume 1. Okay, what I think I'm going to do is I will remove that off the list. We will read that, but I also do want a novel. So we're going to spin again, and hopefully we'll get a novel as well. I did not see that coming. I shouldn't be surprised. I have like 30 plus volumes of manga on my TBR now, which is quite fun, which... No way! Okay, it's just doing all of the manga at the minute. That's another manga. We'll also add that one, and we're going to try one last time. And if we still don't get a novel, then I'm going to give up. Okay, that's 2 manga, which thank you for that, because it is what I'm in the mood for. But let's see, what other novel are we going to get? Are we going to even get one? Let's see. No! Oh my god. I guess we're going to stop there. That is 3 volumes of manga. That's crazy. Let me go get it. Hermione's also taken my chair, so we're just gonna accept that. Okay, so yeah, manga. Okay. Assassination Classroom Volume 1. This is one that my partner wants to collect, and he said I should give it a try, so I put it onto my TBR. I found it thrifted, the first volume, and it's such good condition. It was in like a free library. I said I would give this one a try. We've got some, well, no other word for it, some smutty manga with the trapped former villainess wants to escape from the sadistic prince. Well, as about as smutty as that sounds, to be quite honest. Yeah. So we've got that. I was actually planning to read that in February for the Relax and Readathon, but I guess that's happening now. And then we've also got Goblin Slayer Volume 1, which is a manga that I was interested in because I started reading or watching the anime and I enjoyed it, so I wanted to give the manga a try. So, I mean, we're getting them off my shelves, I guess. That's 3 off my shelves, which is great, and I will definitely read those. I guess we're just going to stick with the fact that these are the novels that I'm going to go with. I think what I'll still do is I'm still going to wait to read this one. I think I'm going to read my 50 to 60 pages of this. Oh, she's gone. I get to sit down now. But yeah, so I'm going to read my chapters of this. I may get invested and decide to read a lot more, which honestly, I would really like that. Otherwise, we're going to read this and then we're going to go with the manga, and I'll read them in order of when they came up. So we'll do Assassination Classroom first. I may space it out over the next few days, maybe do 1 manga volume per day, or I may decide to do all 3 tonight. We'll see how that goes. The spinner will listen to the mood when I said that all I'm really feeling like is romance and manga. So yeah. Well, that went well. Again, I shouldn't be surprised because my manga TBR is actually probably the biggest section of my shelves now. I think it goes manga, then fantasy, then classics, just because I do want to at least try some of those classics before I unhaul them. So those are the 3 biggest categories, so I shouldn't be surprised. I honestly would have been fine if we just got another... What am I in the mood for? You know what? I don't even know. I'm just now waffling on. I'm going to do a bunch of stuff that I need to do this evening. So I'm going to get on, just tidy up. I've got to take some photos for Instagram. I've got all sorts of different things to do. So I'm going to do that. Then I think maybe I'll settle in with a cup of tea and read some of this. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll get through the manga as well, which now Hermione is on top of. So I guess I'll read those volumes when I'm allowed to go near them, because currently she is just sat on them. So, oh, did I say I'm going to Birmingham tomorrow? And I'm so excited because we're going specifically to 2 shops for manga. So we've got Worlds Apart and Forbidden Planet, and I've heard they're really good for manga. So we said, you know what, why not? Let's make a day of it. So we're going to go to Birmingham for the very first time and we're going to go there. So my TBR could possibly get larger because I am loving it. You don't understand how much manga I have been reading. Honestly, not just the novels on my shelves, but also just like online as well. It's been a lot. I am living for it. It's honestly, it's like, you know, the doom scrolling on like Instagram or TikTok. It's like what has replaced that is manga. So I am just consuming so much of it. It is kind of alarming how much of that I am actually reading at the minute. But anyway, right, I said I would stop rambling, and of course I continued. Not that you're surprised. If you've been here for a while, you know this about me. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna go. Since I last updated, and I really haven't read much considering the amount of time that has passed, but I have continued on a little bit more with Atlas Paradox. I am up to part 7, page 235. I do think this is overly written. So the last few days have been super busy. I've been out with my partner most days and it has been absolutely amazing, but it's meant that I come home quite tired, and so I haven't been picking this book up because it is very wordy, it's very science heavy, it's very pretentious, and honestly it's a little bit over the top. It probably doesn't need to be that way. There's also nothing really happening in the plot line, but I don't care. Like, I really don't care. So I really understand people that don't like this series, but it really works for me, as much as, yes, I'm only reading this 50 pages at a time, which is actually working because it seems like around every 50 pages we get a different part, so that's worked out amazingly well for me. So I want to continue slowly chipping away at this book. Like, I can't believe it's taken me over a week to read this, which for me is quite slow. Like, don't see this as me saying like, oh, if you take over a week to finish a book, that's slow. No, everyone reads differently, and for me, the amount of time that I have that I dedicate to reading, my main hobby is reading, so for me this is quite slow, but I'm enjoying it and I'm pleased that I'm taking it slow because it's definitely one that I need to invest that little bit more time to, especially because some of the words that are being used, they're very pretentious, very over the top. You've kind of got to think about them a little bit, or at least I do. So yeah, but I like it still. Like, I do enjoy it. I like all of the philosophical debates that everyone's having, and I enjoy that. Like, I really do. There is just something about this that works for me, even though it is just a pretentious mess. But I'm enjoying it. So I'm still going to continue slowly chipping away. How much pages do I have left? Like 200, I think, oh, just under 200 pages. So I will definitely have this finished in the next like 4 or 5 days. Manga wise, I haven't actually read everything. So the one that I haven't read yet is Goblin Slayer. I'm planning to do that today, but the other two I've read. Assassination Classroom Volume 1, I've given 4 stars. I had a lot of fun with this one. It is just silly. This is just such a ridiculous time. We have this alien that has, technically not an alien. I think we find out more about that later on, but for the sake of this, I'm going to say he's an alien who has destroyed like 80% of the moon. There's just like this little slither of the crescent moon left, and that's it. He turns around and goes, I'm going to do the same thing to Earth in 1 year's time. But before I do that, I will be teaching Class E. They don't understand why he wants to teach Class E, but considering that no military has been able to touch this guy because he's just that awesome, like he's that fast, he's just like, he is just indestructible basically. They're just like, okay, fine, it gives us 1 year to try and kill this guy. But what the government decides to do is get the children to do it. And so the children are now trying to be assassins for their teacher, and their teacher's fully on board with it. Teacher's fully like, yeah, do it, but don't interrupt class. Like, we're gonna turn every single assassination attempt into a lesson, and you know, if you're interrupting class, we're not gonna be happy about this. I enjoyed it. Like, it was so silly, a little bit repetitive at times, but I did really enjoy it. So yeah, 4 stars. We'll be continuing on with the series, but my partner wants to get the box set, so probably not gonna be continuing on anytime soon. But I am happy to have tried it to decide that yes, I do actually want to continue on with this one, because it was just such a silly fun time. Like, this is very much a manga series that I would pick up, a little bit like what I was reading last week with like Finley Donovan, things like that, where it's just humorous silliness. It worked for me, 4 stars. And then I did read The Trapped Former Villainess Wants to Escape from the Sadistic Prince. Yeah, I don't recommend this one, but I would say if you're interested in this, one, be prepared for a very smutty, very spicy time. It also deals with things that will probably make a lot of people uncomfortable. Try it online first. There are a lot of manga platforms that will let you try the first chapter for free. Try it online first, and then you're the only person that's going to know whether you're going to get on with this or not. In this, we're following Anna, and she has been isekai'd into this phone game that she was playing, but it was a very steamy phone game that she was playing, and she wakes up and she's like, no, oh no, why am I here? Why am I in this phone game? Why was I playing this game? Why did I choose the things that I chose in this game? But she wakes up as the villainess, and she is married to Prince Lionheart, who in the game is one of the more spicy characters that you can interact with. And she's like, why? Why did I choose this in the game? Why did I do this? And now she's living through it all. So yeah, it's kind of silly, but it does deal with, again, things that are going to make some people uncomfortable. I gave it a 3.5. This is a series that I will probably continue if I see it in like a sale section, something like that. It's not like a top priority for me, but it is not one that I'm going to be recommending. Do with that information what you will. So yeah, so I think it's time to spin again, because I do plan on reading, as I mentioned, Goblin Slayer today. Now, the last few days I did on one of the days do a bit of manga shopping, and yes, I am technically on a book buy and ban. However, I have said repeatedly it doesn't include manga. It's only my novels, because I have so many novels that I bought years ago where my taste has changed and stuff, and I've probably mentioned this so many times, so I'm not going to go that deep into it, but I just want to stop adding to this, and instead I'm being very intentional with what I'm buying. So the last video that you saw, like the last vlog, I should say, which was continuing series, I used that to decide what series am I going to invest in physically? What series do I want to do that with? Turned out all of them, which was amazing. So that means I've wrote a list of, okay, I am happy to purchase these physical books. Otherwise, I'm not buying any physical books. And even now, I can't buy them until gone past May. That's when I can purchase those. But I'm being very intentional, and I really want to get this TBR of the novels. That's the TBR that I want to get down. So add into my manga shelves, I don't really mind about that. I did buy quite a few. I've done a short video on it. I think that will be out just before this video comes up, but I had a lot of fun. But a lot of that is actually just continuing series, and only 2 volumes have actually been added to the spinner wheel, so I feel like it was okay. Plus, manga's super quick for me to read. I've read so much this month, I'm having an amazing time with it. But that's the thing, a lot of my book buy-in, I'm now doing mainly Kindles and manga, and I am not buying any novels until I drastically reduce this. And I'm being very particular with what ones that I buy. So I'm really hoping that this time the spinner wheel gives me a novel. Oh, I should say, I haven't thought about picking up Follow Me to Ground since I put it down. So I think this one could end up being just a full DNF. I'm still going to give it a few more days. We've got like 7 days left, so I'm going to give this a little bit longer, but yeah, I'm kind of not really feeling this one. Like, I haven't thought about it at all, so this could end up being an actual DNF. We'll leave it a few more days, but let's see what the spinner was going to give us. I don't want anything too long, but I would like something, basically what I said before, but then we got loads of manga, which again, I'm not mad about. I had a good time with. Okay, so let's see what this spinner wheel gives us. Again, I still don't really know what I'm in the mood to read from my shelves, but you know, fingers crossed we get something good. Let's see. That is more manga. That is more spicy manga. Honestly, it keeps choosing things that I had put aside for February. I don't mind because I've got loads to choose from. Sometimes I take things off of the spinner wheel if I've got particular videos coming up that I know I'm going to be reading them in. But I didn't bother with the manga and the fact that I want to do the Relax and Readathon, which the vlog for that's not coming out for a while yet. The manga for that I want to read, I want to mainly do romance, but I have a lot of it. So I didn't bother to take them off the spinner wheel because I know I've got quite a lot. And a couple of the manga that I purchased in Birmingham also adds to that. So, but okay, that's another manga, not the novel that we're hoping for. I mean, we're getting through the TBR, I guess, but oh my gosh, let's see, what are we gonna get this time? Is it gonna be a novel? Oh, it is. Okay, that's fine. That's a good one. Let me go grab it. So the manga that was chosen was Seduced by the Demon King. Yeah, another silly, fun, spicy time. I don't really know too much what this one is about, but we're going to give this one a read. And then the actual novel is The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hurst by Katie Lumsden. Katie is a friend of mine and I really enjoyed her first book, which was The Secrets of Heartwood Hall. And this is the second book, which I did pick up. I went to the publishing event, like Katie invited me, and I was so excited. I got a little like card thing. It was great. It was absolutely wonderful. I really, really enjoyed it. And this is a book I've been meaning to read for a while. I had started reading it on the way to the event and I was really happy with what I had read. I just didn't ever continue. I kind of got it into my mind that this is like a spring summer book, and then as a result just never actually got around to reading it. But I think I'm really going to like this. I know I like Katie's writing. I really enjoyed The Secrets of Heartwood Hall. I thought that was brilliant, very gothic. This is like the complete opposite. This is more like a gossipy story. We're following a bunch of characters as they chat about Mr. Montgomery Hurst. You know what, let me just read this. This is a lot easier. Also, it does take place in summer, another reason why I kept saving it. Really got to stop doing that though, because I never read it. But okay, it is marriage season in the county of Wickenshire, and Miss Amelia Ashpoint isn't sure if she can face yet another ball. But now that she has reached the grand age of 23, time is apparently running out. Her father is anxious to secure her a husband and has set his sights on Mr. Montgomery Hurst of Radcliffe Park. Only Mr. Hurst has just announced his engagement to somebody else. The county's most eligible bachelor is about to marry not only an unknown stranger, but a widow with 3 children, peculiar manners and no ancestry to speak of. Society is appalled and intrigued. And we do get like various different perspectives of them all just chit-chatting about what's going on. I think it's going to be really fun. Also kind of perfect timing because we've had, I believe, the most recent season of Bridgerton come out, which I'm very excited to watch. I'm going to double check if that's actually up now. Is it up now? I know it's coming soon. Okay, it is out. We have got the new season. Wait, hang on a minute. No, it's not. The 29th of January. So we've got a few more days yet, but I feel like this is very much going to get me in the mood for that. Very excited to read this. This is going to be really easy reading. This is not going to take me too much time at all because I know I like the writing. It's going to be a very fun, gossipy time. Okay, perfect. I don't think we're going to be spinning again in this video because, let's face it, we've spun a lot and I've still got Atlas Paradox to finish, and this is the other novel, and then I've got the 2 mangas. But it does mean that I think we're only going to be having 2 DNFs in this video because I really don't think I'm going to be DNFing this one. I think I'm going to be giving this one an easy 4 stars. Like, I genuinely think I'm going to love it. This has been a really, honestly, a great episode of Shop My Shelves. I'm very happy with it. So, okay, right, I'm going to get to reading. I think what I'm going to do is probably, because I want to actually film a manga wrap-up reel. With the addition of this one, it is now 21. So I think today I'm going to focus on these 3, and then tomorrow I'm going to be starting this, and I'm very excited about it. Oh my gosh, okay, this was great. I'm very, very happy with this. So I will check back in probably tomorrow to let you know my thoughts on these 2 volumes and kind of like where I get up to with this. And then, yeah, I kind of go from there. Oh, this was so good. I'm so happy with this. The amount of things that we've taken off my TBR though, that's pretty amazing. We've got what, 8 off of my TBR in this video. I didn't think we were going to top 7 from the last episode of Shop My Shelves, and instead we did 8, mainly because of manga. But that was so good. I'm so happy with this. Okay, anyway, right, yeah, I'm just repeating myself. I'm gonna leave you and I'll see you tomorrow. I forgot, honestly kind of ridiculous that I forgot, but I forgot that I am going to Poland in a few days time, and so I don't have as long as I thought I did to finish this video because I need to get it edited and uploaded for early access before I go away on holidays. So this is not going to happen. The Trouble with Montgomery Hurst is just too big a book. I am not going to be able to fit it in the amount of time that I've got, especially when I still have 135 pages of the Atlas Paradox to read. It's just not going to happen. So we're going to be changing gears. What I'm going to do is my February TBR game, really small TBR. So I think what I'm going to do is put this onto the February TBR because I still want to read this one, but I don't want to rush read it and then potentially affect the rating. Like, I think I'm really going to like this one, but I think it's one I want to take my time with, and I don't have the time to do that. So we're going to move this one into February, but I still kind of want to read one more book for this, but I just don't have a lot of time. So I thought I would go through my shelves and have a look for anything that's 200 pages or less, because that's an easy, doable amount that I can fit in. Yeah, I don't actually have as many of those as I thought I did. Like, I have apparently gone through all of them. So I pulled off 5 books from my shelves. The only one that is actually just over 200 pages is Mood Indigo. So this will be a nice short one that I could fit in. I've then got 2 books under 300 pages. We have Captive Prince and Assassin of Reality. The only thing that I'm thinking is this one, I can't see myself wanting to pick up this one. It's kind of similar to Atlas Paradox in the sense that it is dark academia that's quite cosmic, sciencey, that I'm really got to focus in on, which I don't think I want to start this at the same time as Atlas Paradox. And if I wait till I finish that book, this is not getting read in 2 days. Like, that is not going to happen. Plus, I kind of want to reread Vita Nostra before I go into this one. It is the 2nd book in that series. I think I'm not going to include this one. And then I pulled off 2 books that are just over 300 pages, but should be quite quick, easy reads. We have Brigands and Bread Knives by Travis Baldry and Such Pretty Flowers by K.L. Sierra. This one's got really big writing in it as well. I don't really know what one I want to read out of these 5. I'm kind of leaning towards Captive Prince because, like, I'm in that romanticy mood, but I think all of these would be fine and should be doable in the time frame I have left. So what I thought I would do is create a spinner wheel of these 4 books and just read the one that comes up and fit it in with everything else. And I think that's doable. Okay, so I put together a very quick spinner wheel. We're going to shuffle it up and we're just going to spin and see what I get. So I really wanted to have one more thing, but I couldn't do my whole spinner wheel because there's too much. Plus, I didn't want it to be another manga because this has been very manga heavy, and as much as I'm adoring that, oh, okay, cool. All right, Brigands and Bread Knives. This is the book that we're going to be reading. Actually, you know what? That's quite good. Like a nice little lighter, cozy fantasy to pair with things. Okay, we're going to give this one a try. Hopefully I finish it within the time frame. Pretty sure I should be able to, but as I was saying, I've read loads of manga in this video, and as much as I really do love it, I know some of you are really not that interested in manga, so I wanted to have one more novel, and I feel like this is going to be a good one. Let me actually go over the progress that I've made, because yesterday I did read both manga. Goblin Emperor Volume 1 I gave a 3.75 stars. I liked this. I want to read Volume 2 before I decide if I want to continue reading the manga or if I'm just going to stick to the anime. Because I did like the anime and I did like this, but there's something about it that's holding me back. And I think it's just because I read only the 1 volume. And with some manga, I think you just need to read quite a few to then get a feeling for whether you want to continue on with the series. Some I don't need to. Some I read the 1st volume and I'm like, yep, you're a fun, silly TV time, or I'm really loving this, like it's super cute and I want to continue straight away. Others, I feel like I need an extra volume to decide. Thankfully, I've already got volume 2 on my shelves, so I will probably be doing that at some point in the month of February. And then, this is the wrong one. And I also read Seduced by the Demon King. I've given this one 3.5 stars. A little bit like the trapped form of illness wants to escape from the sadistic prince. Kind of like that steamy spiciness. However, I would actually recommend this one more. I think the plot line is quite cute. We have this demon king who has found the reincarnation of this saint who was trying to kill him. They were opposed against each other. They were fighting it out, and he's found her as a human. She doesn't have her memories though. He's like, well, I need to defeat you. And she's, okay, go on then. I don't care. My life is miserable. And he's like, what? No, I can't. What? No, this is not satisfying. I am going to make you ridiculously happy so then my victory will be better. And she's like, cool. You do that. And we're just seeing this story of this demon king trying to make her really happy, and it's kind of cute. They go on this little date to the zoo and it's just lovely. Like, I really liked it. Yes, there are spicy scenes in here, but I feel like the plot line is much nicer than the other one that I read. So yeah, out of the two, I would recommend this one. Still gave it 3.5 stars, still something that, you know, if I see in a sale section, that's when I'll pick it up, but I did enjoy it. So those are the two manga that I read yesterday. And then I did continue on with a little bit of the Atlas Paradox. As I said, I've got 135 pages left. I'm up to page 381 and I'm liking this one, but I still want to take my time. This very much feels like a middle book. Like, we just got, honestly, our characters really doing nothing. But again, I kind of don't mind it. And that's the thing with me. Like, yes, I like a good plot in book, but if you don't have a good plot, but I have characters that I'm invested in, I can sit there and read with them doing absolutely nothing and enjoy it. And that's what this one is. So I can really understand people not liking this, but for me, this is still like a 4-star, maybe a 3.75, because nothing is happening, but I still like it enough that I would continue on with the series. What I'm planning to do today is we'll probably read my usual 50-ish pages of this book, and then I think I'll start Brigands and Bread Knives. I'm not going to get that far into it. It's going to be an easy enough book to read. I just love this. Like, look how cute it is. I don't really know what to expect. I've heard some mixed reviews, but I'm just hoping I like it. This one, I think we're following one of the characters that we met in the second book. I picked up a physical edition because I really hope I liked it. The second book was okay, but not enough for me to want a physical copy. Really hoping this third book is one that I absolutely love. Otherwise, I think what will happen is any further book I'll just pick up like from my library or Kindle editions rather than having them physically on my shelves. I love the first one so freaking much. I'm kind of hoping this at least comes in at a 4-star. We'll see how it goes. But okay, that is that for the update. My food is cooking, so I'm gonna go and eat, and I will catch up with you, yeah, as always, when I have read some more. I did it. I finally did it. I finished Atlas Paradox. I've given this one a 3.75 stars. If I'm being brutally honest with you, this was not needed. This is middle book syndrome. There is probably about 100, maybe to 200 pages worth of stuff in here that is really relevant to the plotline, and I can see like, where is this gonna go? And I like that. The rest of this though, was it really needed? Hell no. But I also kind of loved it at the same time. This is just a really messy group of characters, hella pretentious. The hubris that is building in these people is unreal, but I also kind of love it. I do enjoy this series. I am going to be reading the third book this month. I actually managed to get it onto my February TBR, which was amazing. That video is already out, and honestly the best TBR for me, because I only have 3 books to read that are on my actual TBR for the month, which is perfect. I have really loved having a month where I just kind of mood read. Obviously Shop My Shelves adds in chaos because I don't really get to decide, but for the other vlog I was able to mood read based on, as long as it fitted for the prompts and stuff. I've loved that. So having a really small TBR is kind of what I'm hoping for each month now, so that I can just mood read to my heart's content. So I am planning to read the third book in this series. I'm probably going to give myself a week's break, so maybe by the time this video comes out I'll probably be starting the third book in a couple days time. The thing is, I don't know if I would reread this series. So if you had asked me when I've read the first book, I would have gone, yes, 100%, I really loved it. But this book, did we need it? Am I really going to reread this over other books I would reread? I guess it all just depends on that third book for me, because if the third book is amazing, then I'm like, yeah, of course, I would reread the whole series. If not, I don't know, I guess questions will have to be asked of, do I need this series on my shelves or not? I do enjoy it. Even if I decide that I'm probably not going to reread it, I will probably have it on my shelves for a little while because I do enjoy it. Like, it is just, I don't know, there's something about this that works for me, but I wouldn't really recommend this series because it is just so bloated on itself in a way. It's a really hard one to try and explain because realistically, this was not a good book. Nothing happened. Not a single thing happened in this book. Like I say, you could really cut out most of this book and it'd be absolutely fine. And I guess it depends how that third book's gonna go. I understand why we had this as one book because the first book was the first year in the Alexandrian society, or like, well, academic setting to be a part of the society. You have to do 2 years. The first year, which you then get whittled down to 5 of you to go on to the second year. You know, that makes sense why we've got books 1 and books 2, because you've got book 1 for the first year, book 2 for the second year, sure. The third book, I don't really know where it's going to go. The thing is, right, I liked the ending of this book. I liked how messy it was. I'm really intrigued to see where it's going to go. I don't think it needed to be as long as it did to get there. Like, it was very drawn out with not much happening, but I still really liked it. Like, critically, I can go, this is not a good book, but I don't know. I think it's just because we've got this group of characters that I do like. I mean, you shouldn't really like. They're an absolute mess, but I do like them and I am intrigued. So yeah, I don't know. 3.75. I will read that third book very soon. Probably in February's wrap up, I will be telling you, like, is this book series going to stay forever on my shelves, or is this book series one it's probably going to stay for a while, but realistically speaking, I'm never going to reread it. I don't know. I did like it though. It's a weird one to say that I know this is a bad book, but I liked it. Another thing is, like, it's not a bad... I feel kind of harsh saying that. I guess the main thing I'm saying is I understand the criticisms of this series, and I've already said that. So I'm just going around in circles, a little bit like what this book was doing with some of the conversations the characters were having. I'm like, we are just constantly going around in circles, but it made sense because a lot of the stuff that they're discussing is like morality and philosophy and basically what's the meaning of life and stuff. And yeah, it was a lot of circular conversations. I'm now sounding like these. So I'm gonna put that one down. Realistically, 2 days left of this video, including today, and I have not started Brigands and Bread Knives, but I do want to. It took me such a long time to read this book, considering I put aside 2 weeks for this video, and it took me almost that entire time to read this book. I did take, I think it was 1 or 2 days off where I didn't read this at all. It still took me a little while. I really do just want to sit down and read a good like 100+ pages of a novel. I really want to do that. It's been a while, almost 2 weeks. So I'm thinking I may extend this video by, I should have time to extend it by 1 day and still get everything done in time. So I might do that. We're going to see how much of this I get read today and kind of like base it on that as to whether I think I'm going to be able to finish it in the next 3 days. Maximum is what I can give myself. I should be able to, because it is only 319 pages. You know, if I'm reading 100-ish pages a day, I would definitely be able to get this done, and I would really like to do that. That is what I'm hoping for. So yeah, I'm gonna get started with this one today. I will check in tomorrow with how much progress we've actually made of this and kind of go from there. I really am so excited to be able to just sit down and read a novel. Like, I'm really feeling it. I need to stop waffling on. I will leave you in peace and see you tomorrow. Finishing Brigands and Bread Knives in 3 days did not happen. Instead, I only got up to chapter 18, page 124. I am actually quite liking this book. I think it is really comforting for me. I'm really enjoying it, but I also just want to take my time with it. And it's a bit of an odd one, and I was thinking about it a lot, like, oh, am I in a bit of a reading slump? Do I just not want to read? And that's not the case, because as we have said many times, I'm reading loads of manga. I'm also enjoying my romantasy books and can easily sit and just read 100+ pages of a romantasy book at a time. Like, that's not the problem. I think it's just the picks that we've had for this vlog. The ones that I am enjoying, I have enjoyed a lot. I just want to take my time with. So this one is a book that I think it's really nice and comforting and cozy. Because of that, I don't want to rush read it. I feel like every 4 or 5 chapters or so, there is like a natural stopping point within the story, and so I put the book down and I go off and I do other things, and sometimes I come back to it. Yesterday I didn't, because Bridgerton. I ended up binging 3 episodes of Bridgerton. I was originally going to have the 4 episodes and watch them across like the weekend. That didn't happen. I started that way. I watched 1 on the 29th and then I binged the rest of them yesterday. My plan of reading a little bit of this before I went to bed didn't happen. But I was enjoying the show, so you know, I will read more of this. This is going to be going into February though, because as I've said, I'm off to Poland soon. I'm not going to take this book with me, so this will be just read over the next few days and it will go into February's read and wrap up. At the minute, it's sitting at 4 stars. I'm really liking it. I think the story itself is really just lovely. I think it's got a lot of really nice statements that are being made in this book about finding yourself. So we're following Fern, who is a character we meet in Bookshops and Bone Dust, the second book that is also the prequel to Legends and Lattes. Fern has made this big decision to move and take up residence in the shop next door to Viv's coffee shop. And she's going to open up another bookshop, and yet she is just feeling very restless. She doesn't feel happy in what she's doing. It's not that she is unhappy, it is just the fact that she doesn't feel fulfilled or satisfied by what she's doing anymore. And so this book is Fern's journey with that, of finding what she feels is her purpose, and it's really fun and silly. We've got talking swords, we've got this kind of weird chickeny thing like that can spit poison and stuff, we've got a goblin, we've got an elf, we've got all sorts. It's just a fun story. We've got this group of ragtag characters that end up traveling together, and I honestly couldn't tell you what the plot is. I feel like there was one, but I feel it's got a little bit waylaid, but I'm really enjoying it, and I just really like it. I don't want to rush read this because I feel like I could sit there and read 100 pages at a time, but I also would feel like I'm not getting the satisfaction that I want from the story. This is a story I want to sit with and enjoy, which doesn't work for what I wanted for this video, to finish out another novel. For my enjoyment, that's what I need to do. And I do find this really interesting, how some books you can just sit there and binge and it's great and that works really well, and then other books you want to take your time with, and it can be for various different reasons. This one is just because I find it really comforting and I just want to read it slowly. The Atlas Paradox was because of how pretentious it was. I had to focus a lot more, so I didn't want to read loads of it at once, but I was still enjoying it every time I picked it up. Yeah, I find it interesting. I don't know, I've really enjoyed this episode of Shop My Shelves. I'm really happy with all the books that have been chosen, and I feel really happy with it. I don't know, hopefully you liked it, but that does bring us to the end because I do need to get this video edited, uploaded, all the things. So yeah, let's recap what I have actually read. So we started off with a DNF, and I'm still bummed about this one because the storyline in it, I really think I could enjoy. I just don't like the writing, and I feel kind of gutted about it. I was really hoping I would love this, and like I say, like plot itself, I could really enjoy. Unfortunately, if don't get on with the writing, just don't get on with the writing. So DNF for the first pick. Then we did have Atlas Paradox, and I'm giving this one a 3.75 stars. I really enjoyed it. As much as like a 3.75 doesn't sound like I really enjoyed, I did. It's just the plot, nothing was happening in this, but I didn't need it to. I really enjoyed the characters, the messiness that goes on between them all. Yes, the pretentiousness, the over bloated writing, like I really enjoyed all of it. I'm really excited to be continuing on with the third book very soon. Again, that's going to be one that I just take my time with, and taking my time with this one really worked. I think if I had tried to read this any faster, probably wouldn't really have grasped everything that was going on. This was definitely a book I needed to take my time with, enjoy, but also think take about, once I had finished those pages, to really like understand everything. Like, I'm making this out like it's a really complicated book. It's not. It's just, for me, the conversations that were being had, they got me thinking, and so I wanted to spend a little bit time reflecting on it before I continued on. And so reading 50-60 pages a day really worked for me, so really happy with that. Then we did have another DNF with Follow Me to Ground. I have not thought about this book since. I mean, I said it the last time I mentioned this, how I just haven't thought about it, and the same thing happened. Like, I've just not thought about going back to this book at all. Really solid concept. I love the idea of it. I just wanted a little bit more from it. Unfortunately, a DNF with this one as well. Only 2 DNFs in this episode, which is actually pretty good. Then we did have a bunch of manga. So we've got Assassination Classroom Volume 1, which I gave 4 stars. Just a really fun, silly time. I will be continuing on. Goblin Slayer Volume 1, I gave 3.75. I just want something to really connect me to what is happening in this, but I think this is just a series that I need to read like 3 volumes in one go or something like that, like read them closer together, and then I think I could really enjoy this one. So I've got volume 2 on my shelves. I will be giving that a try in February, and that will tell me if I want to carry on with this or not. I think I will. I think it was just, maybe it's just the setup of this, or maybe it's just because I did want to read like 2 back to back. I don't know. I might give this one a reread and then read volume 2 straight away and see how I feel then. And then we've got the 2 steamy reads that I had for this episode. The Trap Former Villainess Wants to Escape from the Sadistic Prince and Seduced by the Demon King. Both of these 3.5 stars. Both of them I will continue if I find in sale section. I quite enjoyed both of them in different ways. This one is definitely the cuter time. And then of course we did have Brigands and Bread Knives, which I have not finished, which will be going into February, just like The Trouble with Mrs. Montgomery Hurst will also be going into February. It was chosen by the spinner wheel. Obviously, as we know, I didn't start this one. It's the same thing. This is a book that I'm going to want to take my time with and really enjoy. So this is going to go into February. This one, Brigands and Bread Knives, is also going to go into February. Honestly, my February TBR started off quite small and now it's kind of looking a little bit stacked, especially because I've got 2 books that I want to take my time with. 3 books I want to take my time with because I will also be reading Atlas Complex. So we've already got 3 books on my TBR that I'm really going to be slowly reading in the month of February. So we'll see how much reading I actually get done, but these will all be read then. That's it for this video. I feel like we did an amazing amount considering that I finished, or DNF'd, 7 books. So that's 7 books off of my TBR, with the fact that I've started an 8th book. That's pretty impressive. 8 books off of the TBR. I mean, that is one hell of a good result from Shop My Shelves. I am really happy with this. Obviously, it helps that in this episode and the last episode, I have had lots of like shorter books like manga, just short novels in general. So that's definitely helped. Also makes me scared because there are some bigger books on this TBR that I am a little bit terrified of, but we'll have to see for the next episode of Shop My Shelves, which will be coming to you beginning of March. That's it for this episode of Shop My Shelves. I'm really happy with this. I think the results are really good. Out of 8 books, I've only had 2 DNFs. It makes me feel a lot more happier about my shelves. Granted, 4 of those being manga, which I wasn't expecting to DNF. I'm just going to keep on waffling, but I actually do have my wrap up to do for January, so I've got to get that filmed. We have got a lot to talk about in that video, so I'm going to get on and ramble at you in that one. But thank you so much for being here. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you thought about them, and I think if you've made it this far but just don't know what to say, then maybe we can leave maybe like a little knife or an envelope or something for Brigands and Bread Knives. And just thank you so much for being here, for all of your support, whether you silently watch or comment and share. Like, I really appreciate it. And of course, an extra special thank you goes out to all of my Patreons for all of your support over there. It means the absolute world. So if you have enjoyed this video, then please do consider giving it that thumbs up, subscribing and commenting. Those 3 things really help this channel out. My social media links, anyone I've mentioned, Discord, Patreon, all of the things will be linked below for you, and I will of course catch you in the very next video.